Unmasking the invisible force, your social superpower. What if the true secret to unlocking every door in your life, from career breakthroughs to deep, meaningful relationships, isn't about how smart you are or how lucky you get? What if it's something far more potent, yet shockingly overlooked? Imagine walking into any room and instantly knowing what everyone's feeling, who truly holds the cards, and precisely what to say to spark an unbreakable connection, earn trust, and wield genuine influence. That ability, that unseen advantage, is social intelligence. And if you are not actively honing it, you're not just falling behind, you're missing out on your most powerful, inherent superpower. We live in a world overflowing with information, yet starving for authentic connection. In an age where AI writes our emails and algorithms predict our desires, the one thing machines can't authentically replicate is our innate human capacity to understand, empathize with, and truly respond to other human beings. Yet, somehow, most of us were never taught how to truly read people, interpret those subtle unspoken cues, or navigate emotionally charged interactions without that knot of guesswork and anxiety. We fumble through conversations, misinterpret intentions, let opportunities slip by, and constantly wonder why we feel so out of sync in our relationships and in our teams. The harsh truth is raw intelligence alone won't get you ahead. Emotional sensitivity isn't enough. The real edge, the invisible currency of success, is social intelligence. Let's cut through the noise right away. Social intelligence isn't the same as emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is about looking inward, understanding and managing your own emotions. It's personal, internal. Social intelligence, that's an entirely different beast. It's external. It's all about how you perceive, interpret, and respond to others. It's recognizing the true emotions and intentions hiding behind people's words, their silences, their body language. It's that uncanny ability to read a room, to intuitively know when to speak and when to listen, when to lean in and when to back off. Social intelligence is what makes some individuals magnetic, effortlessly drawing others in, while others remain forgettable. It's why certain leaders inspire fierce loyalty, while others struggle with disengaged teams. It's why some people build powerful networks with shocking ease, while others remain invisible in the crowd. Here's the plot twist most people never see coming. Social intelligence isn't some fixed trait you're born with. It's not a divine gift bestowed upon a lucky few. It's a skill. And like any skill, whether it's playing an instrument, mastering a sport, or coding, it can be learned, trained, and absolutely mastered. This isn't about cheap parlor tricks or vague feel-good platitudes. This is a deep dive into the actual mechanics of social mastery, how to read people with surgical precision, respond with unwavering confidence, and leave a lasting, powerful impression wherever you go. You'll uncover the unspoken rules that govern every conversation, every connection, every spark of trust. You'll finally grasp why you sometimes feel invisible, totally misunderstood, or utterly drained in social situations, and precisely how to flip that dynamic on its head. You'll gain practical frameworks that apply everywhere. High-stakes meetings, intimate relationships, nerve-wracking interviews, intense negotiations, and even those rare, unavoidable confrontations. We're going to unpack the real-world applications of this superpower, both in your personal life and your professional ascent. You'll discover how to build instant rapport, how to effortlessly navigate difficult personalities without losing your cool, how to decode hidden emotions lurking behind fleeting facial expressions, and how to craft responses that disarm, genuinely engage, and powerfully empower. We'll dissect high-stakes scenarios, chaotic networking events, first dates that determine everything, heated arguments that could shatter bonds, and ruthless boardroom power plays. We'll break down piece by piece exactly what socially intelligent people do differently. The social brain, your built-in connection machine. To truly grasp the immense power of social intelligence, we first need to understand a profound, often overlooked truth. Human beings are at our core deeply social creatures. Our brains aren't just wired for logic and reason. They are meticulously designed to connect with other people. This isn't just some abstract philosophical concept. It's a scientific reality, backed by decades of groundbreaking research in neuroscience and psychology. Your brain has evolved over millions of years with specialized systems that allow us to perceive, interpret, and respond to the emotions and actions of everyone around us. This intricate, interconnected system is what we call the social brain. Think about the sheer magnitude of social interactions in your daily life. Every conversation, every subtle glance with a colleague, every brief interaction with a stranger on the street, each requires your brain to constantly process a torrent of signals. We're talking about fleeting facial expressions, the hidden meaning in a tone of voice, the unspoken language of body posture, and those countless, almost imperceptible nuances that convey meaning far beyond mere words. Your brain's astonishing ability to decode these signals quickly and accurately is a testament to how profoundly we are embedded in a social context. Understanding how our brains are inherently hardwired for social interaction is the first critical step to unlocking the true potential of social intelligence and harnessing it to transform your relationships, your work, and your entire life. Our social brains didn't just appear overnight. They are the magnificent culmination of millions of years of evolution. Early humans, like all social animals, absolutely needed to form strong bonds with others to survive. Whether in small, close-knit tribes or larger developing communities, survival often hinged on cooperation and mutual support. This primal, relentless drive for social connection became deeply ingrained in the very structure of our brains. As a result, humans evolved highly specialized neural systems that brilliantly help us navigate the complex, often treacherous web of social interactions. This evolutionary foundation of the social brain can be traced back to the development of specific, critical brain areas: the prefrontal cortex, the amygdala, and the insula. These regions play a pivotal role in processing emotions, instinctively reading facial expressions, and deeply understanding those subtle social cues. Their development was crucial for early humans to navigate their social environments, form strategic alliances, and swiftly avoid threats. This profound evolutionary adaptation laid the bedrock for the sophisticated social intelligence we command today. One of the most astonishing discoveries about the human brain is the presence of mirror neurons. These specialized cells are nothing short of incredible. They literally allow us to empathize with others on a fundamental level. When you observe someone performing an action or even just experiencing an emotion, these very same neurons fire in your brain as if you were doing or feeling the exact same thing. This mechanism enables us to feel what others feel, to grasp their emotions more deeply than words ever could. Mirror neurons are a cornerstone of empathy and a vital, dynamic part of your social brain. This neural pathway allows us to connect with others on a deeply emotional level, forming the powerful sense of shared experience that is the very foundation of all human relationships.
The prefrontal cortex, PFC, located right at the front of your brain, is another critical region deeply involved in social intelligence. This is the area responsible for higher-level thinking, complex decision-making, and crucial self-regulation. The PFC empowers you to make decisions not just based on cold logic, but also on nuanced social and emotional considerations. It's what allows you to weigh social consequences, to consciously choose behaviors that align with your values, and to effectively regulate your impulses in any social setting. When you meet someone new, your prefrontal cortex is working overtime. It's not just processing their words, it's simultaneously interpreting their body language, analyzing their facial expressions, and gauging the subtle nuances in their tone of voice. The PFC helps you assess the complete emotional context of a conversation and then rapidly decide how best to respond. This complex decision-making process often unfolds in mere split seconds, brilliantly demonstrating just how deeply your brain is attuned to social interactions. Over time, these rapid, intuitive assessments become second nature, allowing you to glide through social situations with astonishing ease. The prefrontal cortex also plays an indispensable role in maintaining healthy social relationships. It helps you maintain self-control in challenging social situations, whether that's stopping yourself from saying something inappropriate or recognizing the perfect moment to speak up in a group discussion. It enables you to understand the emotional landscape of any situation and decide precisely how to engage with others for the best outcome. The PFC's unparalleled ability to process complex social information is precisely what allows us to navigate the intricate complexities of group dynamics, whether in a high-pressure work environment or within our most intimate personal relationships. Then there's the amygdala, the brain's lightning-fast emotional alarm system, and another pivotal player in the social brain. The amygdala is primarily responsible for detecting potential threats in our environment and instantly triggering the appropriate emotional response. This could manifest as a surge of fear when encountering danger, or a rush of joy when seeing a loved one. But the amygdala's role extends far beyond basic survival instincts. It plays a profoundly significant role in our social interactions. In social situations, the amygdala helps us rapidly process the emotional signals emanating from others. When you catch someone's facial expression, hear the inflection in their voice, or observe their specific body language, your amygdala springs to life, helping you interpret those signals and decide how to react in a flash. For example, if someone is smiling broadly and speaking warmly, your amygdala instantly signals that this person is approachable and friendly. Conversely, if someone is frowning and has their arms crossed, your amygdala might alert you to potential hostility or discomfort. These rapid, almost instinctual emotional responses are absolutely crucial for navigating social situations quickly and efficiently. Interestingly, the amygdala is also deeply involved in the process of social learning. It helps us remember emotional experiences and associate them with certain people or specific situations. This continuous learning process is essential for building and refining social intelligence over time. As we accumulate more diverse social experiences, the amygdala helps us fine-tune our ability to understand and respond to the emotions of others, allowing us to adapt our social behaviors and become increasingly attuned to the unspoken needs and feelings of those around us. Finally, deep within the brain lies the insula, a region that serves as a crucial gateway to empathy. The insula is responsible for processing both bodily sensations and profound emotions, and it plays a vital role in helping us truly feel the emotional states of others. Its function in empathy can be best understood through its involvement in processing visceral feelings like pain, disgust, and pleasure, emotions we so often experience when interacting with others. When we observe someone in distress or suffering, the insula activates, allowing us to literally feel a sense of shared emotion. This neural mechanism helps us empathize with others, forming the very bedrock of compassionate behavior. The insula is also actively involved in social decision-making, as it helps us assess the emotional consequences of our actions. It plays a significant role in moral decision-making, enabling us to consider how our behaviors might affect the well-being of others. In this profound way, the insula is critical to our ability to connect with others on a deep emotional level. It empowers us to instinctively recognize the emotional states of those around us and respond in ways that actively promote empathy and deep understanding. The insula's function is central to true social intelligence, as it allows us to profoundly tune in to the feelings of others and react with precise appropriateness. The brain's social architecture is astonishingly complex, yet it's also remarkably efficient. From the prefrontal cortex, which deftly guides our decisions, to the amygdala, which rapidly processes emotional signals, to the insula, which allows us to deeply empathize with others, every single part of your brain plays an integrated role in how we understand and respond to the people around us. This has only begun to scratch the surface of how the brain processes social information. What comes next will expose how these neural systems work in concert to shape your behavior in every social situation, and how you can harness this knowledge to elevate your relationships and success in both your personal and professional life. Understanding your social brain is the absolute essential first step in mastering social intelligence. By recognizing how our brains are literally wired for connection, we can begin to truly appreciate the transformative power of empathy, precise communication, and profound emotional awareness in building relationships that actually matter.
Empathy, the unseen force that binds us. Empathy is often described as simply the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. But true empathy is far more than just feeling for someone else. It's a complex, dynamic process involving both deep emotional and precise cognitive components. It is, without question, the cornerstone of our social intelligence, the critical ingredient that enables us to forge strong, unbreakable, and truly meaningful connections with everyone around us. In its simplest, most powerful form, empathy is what allows us to step into someone else's shoes, to genuinely feel what they're feeling, and to respond in a way that is both supportive and deeply compassionate. When a friend shares their grief, empathy allows us to feel their profound sadness as if it were our own. When someone experiences overwhelming joy, empathy allows us to celebrate with them, our hearts expanding in sync with theirs. It is, in countless ways, the invisible thread that binds us to others, enabling us to truly relate to their deepest emotions and lived experiences. However, empathy isn't a one-size-fits-all concept. It manifests in various forms, from the deep emotional resonance we feel when someone profoundly close to us is in agony, to a more cognitive understanding of someone's emotions in a less personal context. While empathy can often feel automatic, it is fundamentally a skill, one that is continuously shaped by both our biology and every single experience we encounter. We'll explore the multiple dimensions of empathy, how it functions within the brain, and its profound influence on every single one of your social interactions. Empathy is commonly broken down into two distinct yet interconnected components: emotional empathy and cognitive empathy. Emotional empathy refers to your innate capacity to directly feel another person's emotions. When someone else is sad, you might find yourself feeling a pang of sadness too. This form of empathy involves your ability to deeply sense and resonate with the emotional states of others. It's what allows you to truly connect with someone who is grieving or anxious, as you can feel those emotions reverberating within your own being. Cognitive empathy, on the other hand, is the ability to understand what someone is going through, even if you don't necessarily feel the same emotions yourself. It's the ability to step back, logically process, and recognize someone else's emotional state without becoming overwhelmed by it. Cognitive empathy allows you to empathize with someone even if you've never personally experienced the exact situation they are navigating. For instance, you may not have faced a specific type of profound loss, but cognitive empathy enables you to intellectually grasp and understand how that loss might feel to someone else. Both forms of empathy are absolutely essential in social interactions. Emotional empathy empowers us to bond with others on a visceral, emotional level, offering comfort and crucial support in moments of distress. Cognitive empathy, however, allows us to navigate complex social situations with far greater understanding and clearer perspective. By skillfully balancing both emotional and cognitive empathy, you can respond to others in ways that are not only deeply compassionate, but also precisely appropriate to the context. Empathy isn't just a social or emotional phenomenon. It has deep, undeniable roots in the very structure of your brain. At its core, empathy is a brain function, and understanding how your brain facilitates empathy can give you a profound appreciation for its immense power in your social life. The brain regions most critically involved in empathy include the anterior insula, the anterior cingulate cortex, or ACC, and the aforementioned mirror neuron system. The insula, which we touched upon earlier, plays a significant role in both emotional and cognitive empathy. It activates when you observe someone in pain or distress, enabling you to feel that distress in your own body. It's almost as if the insula allows you to mirror another person's emotional state, which is why it's often referred to as the brain's true empathy center. The ACC also plays a crucial role, especially in terms of emotional regulation. When you experience empathy for someone else, the ACC helps you process those emotions and decide how to respond appropriately. It enables you to modulate your emotional reactions, ensuring you don't become overwhelmed by the emotions of others. This regulation is incredibly important because it prevents emotional burnout or the inability to respond in a truly helpful way. Perhaps the most fascinating aspect of empathy at the neurological level is the incredible role of mirror neurons. These specialized brain cells fire both when you perform an action and when you observe someone else performing that same action. These neurons form the very basis for our ability to understand the emotions and intentions of others. When you see someone smiling, your mirror neurons fire as though you are smiling yourself. When you witness someone in pain, the same neurons fire, allowing you to literally feel their discomfort. Mirror neurons provide the fundamental basis for both emotional and cognitive empathy, enabling us to deeply resonate with others' experiences and emotions. Empathy has a profound, undeniable impact on how we behave in every social situation. It subtly yet powerfully guides our actions, informs our decisions, and influences every one of our relationships. When you truly empathize with someone, you are far more likely to engage in pro-social behaviors, actions that directly benefit others and foster social harmony. For instance, when you see someone in distress, your empathy instinctively motivates you to offer support or help. This could be as simple as a comforting word, offering practical assistance, or simply dedicating your time and undivided attention. Empathy drives us to genuinely care for others, to act in ways that foster deeper connection and true understanding. This isn't merely a moral or ethical choice, it's an instinctual emotional response embedded in the very fabric of our social brains. Empathy also plays an absolutely critical role in conflict resolution. When you genuinely understand the emotions and perspectives of others, you are far better equipped to de-escalate tense situations and find genuine common ground. For example, in a heated disagreement, empathizing with the other person's underlying feelings can help you navigate the conversation with compassion and respect, rather than reacting defensively or aggressively. Empathy empowers you to respond in a way that promotes mutual understanding and collaborative solutions. Moreover, empathy is absolutely vital for building and maintaining lasting relationships. It's the powerful glue that binds friendships, partnerships, and familial bonds together. By consistently showing empathy, you signal to others that you genuinely care about their well-being and are deeply attuned to their emotional needs. In turn, this fosters unwavering trust, deep loyalty, and profound emotional connection. Empathy allows you to be truly present with others in meaningful ways, helping you create stronger, more supportive relationships that stand the test of time.
While empathy is an essential skill for building robust social connections, it does have its limitations. Sometimes you might find yourself emotionally overwhelmed by the pain or distress of others. This is known as empathic distress or compassion fatigue. When you feel too deeply for someone else, it can become incredibly challenging to maintain the emotional balance necessary to respond effectively.
Empathy fatigue is particularly common among caregivers, social workers, and anyone in professions that demand constant emotional engagement with others. Over time, this relentless emotional exhaustion can lead to burnout and even a diminished capacity to empathize. It's crucial, therefore, to develop the ability to regulate your own emotional responses and rigorously practice self-care. Another significant challenge is the potential for empathy gaps in certain social contexts. For instance, when you're interacting with people who have vastly different backgrounds, experiences, or perspectives from your own, it can be genuinely difficult to fully empathize with their feelings or needs. Cultural differences, for example, can create substantial barriers to empathy, as you may not fully understand or relate to the experiences of others. In such situations, cognitive empathy, understanding others' emotions from an intellectual standpoint, becomes especially valuable. By actively seeking to understand someone's perspective, even if you don't feel the exact same emotions, you can still engage empathetically and bridge that gap. The good news? Empathy, like any other vital skill, can be actively cultivated and strengthened over time. Developing deeper empathy requires both consistent practice and profound mindfulness. It's not something that just happens naturally. It's a conscious, ongoing effort to tune in to the emotions of others and respond with genuine care and unwavering understanding. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate empathy is through active listening. When you truly listen to others, without judgment, without distraction, with your full presence, you create a safe space for them to express their deepest emotions and experiences. This deep listening helps you understand their feelings on a far more profound level, which in turn powerfully strengthens your empathic responses. Active listening involves not only hearing the words, but also keenly paying attention to the tone of voice, the subtle nuances of body language, and every unspoken emotional cue. It's about being fully present and entirely engaged in the conversation. Another potent way to cultivate empathy is through perspective-taking. This involves making a conscious, deliberate effort to see the world through another person's eyes. It's about trying to truly understand their thoughts, their feelings, and their experiences, even if you don't share them. Perspective-taking is a remarkably powerful tool for expanding your empathy, as it helps you understand people who are fundamentally different from you, whether culturally, socially, or emotionally. Finally, practicing empathy absolutely involves self-reflection and profound self-awareness. By regularly reflecting on your own emotional responses and recognizing when you might be disconnected from others, you can become more attuned to the deeper needs of those around you. Empathy isn't just about understanding others, it's also profoundly about understanding yourself and how your own emotions influence your interactions with everyone around you. Empathy sits at the very core of social intelligence. It allows you to connect with others on a deep emotional level, fostering unwavering trust, profound compassion, and mutual understanding. Empathy empowers you to respond precisely and appropriately to the emotions of others, promoting positive interactions and healthier relationships. It drives those essential pro-social behaviors, dramatically enhances communication, and helps you navigate even the most complex social situations with incredible sensitivity and sharp insight. As we've seen, empathy is a multifaceted skill involving both emotional and cognitive components, powerfully supported by key brain regions like the insula, anterior cingulate cortex, and the remarkable mirror neuron system. But while empathy is an innate capacity, it is also a skill that can be continuously developed and refined over time. By consciously cultivating empathy, you can dramatically enhance your social intelligence and forge stronger, far more meaningful connections with the people who matter most around you.